Chloe, Darko is here. All right, so I was looking through your stuff that actually you posted on Sunday. I know that you sent me email where you said that you switched to auto and with some lighting changings, but you also said that that's for week 3. So I didn't look at it yet because I don't know if are you gonna post something for the Sunday evening as a final week 3, or maybe you can let me know actually. Uh, I'm gonna go over this one because it's still in step, and I think there are still some major problems there. Um, because I think I'm not really sure you were listening to me when I was talking about the rotation of the hips. And that's a major problem with the also shifting of the weight. Now, let's take a look exactly what I'm talking about. If we look at her walking, it looks like actually she is kind of walking fast and bouncing a lot. Why is that? I was asking myself, but then as I was going through a closer look, I noticed that you don't have contact poses. You know, if this is up pose, this is down pose, the contact in between is missing and goes all the way through over here. You see again, up, down, there is no contact in between. Up pose, okay, this one has it. So you're missing some, like you see from there. So that might be a reason why she's walking too a little bit too kind of choppy because some poses, contact poses are missing. The hands are a little bit stiff. It doesn't really look like she's using her elbows. But the major problem, I would say, is in her hips, where when this foot goes forward, the hips should not be turned this way. No. The hips have to be rotated this way. And I was explaining that last time, so I'm kind of surprised that you didn't apply that. And, you know, let's take a that is constantly happening. So, you know, like in this case, this leg is forward and the hips are this way. But no, they should be that way. You know, the hips should be facing this way because the legs are asking for that. I was looking through your Maya, so it looks fine. You know, this looks kind of fine. I might have a problem with arms a bit, but you know, if this is contact pose, fine. Down pose, up. I mean, passing, up, contact. And then we come to 46, that's an up pose, and then goes straight to down pose. There is a missing contact between these two. And again, that's happened, boom, here between 67 and 70. And then between 88 and 91, and then you have it. Right. So you're missing contact poses on some of these. Now, the other problem is that you were not shifting the weight. I can see that actually you did rotate the hip uh, properly. Like for example, let's say here it's a contact, right? That's good. But the hip, right? Like I said, it's supposed to be rotated this way, away from this leg. So now, once when you rotate this away, now you have to work with those torso controls to get it back where it was. And then from here it goes to passing pose. Now passing pose, I can see that all your controls are forward. That's good. The hips are facing forward. That's good. The hips are rotated downwards. That's also good. Now what is missing is weight shift, because right now there is no weight shift, and it's impossible for this leg to be lifted off if we don't move our body this way. And of course, for the other opposite leg, we are supposed to do the same. So in this case, right, if that's passing, you know, the lift in translation X should be something like this, you know. So as she's walking, she would be doing this, getting off one leg on the other one. You see how she's off the balance here, because what is missing is this. So when you're doing these you know, adjustments with the rotation of the hips and moving weight shift, probably it would be good to go actually in a graph editor and take a look how you're gonna deal with you know, because first you should have contact poses and passing poses done, right? So whatever values in a rotation you have between these two, then for down pose it should be between those two, and for up pose again between those two. You remember? I mean, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So there is a lot of work to be done in the graph editor. And for that kind of stuff, you know, it's really good to go in and work with the graph, because you can have a really nice control over it. So what about arms? Let me take a look. Arms are in down pose. The arms are the most stretched. And then from here to there is a big gap, probably too big, because after this it travels only a little bit here and a little bit there, and then goes a little bit more. So at this area, the hand, because it's kind of like a pendulum, hand should travel the fastest here, and it should slow in and out on each side in order to change direction. So as it's coming here, this arm should is the control for the arm. So that's I think that one should be more, and then this one should have a little bit more bend, and then as it's coming down it should be we have to use the elbow, you know, in down poses, so that our arms are not very stiff looking when they're moving. I don't know if you can notice difference, but there is a difference. So see how I bended the elbow in down pose here. Also, when it gets in down pose here, you can also bend it maybe even more a bit. All right, so let me go back over what is really needed to be done badly, right? This one is contact, but for some reason it looks like it's being leaning on one side. The contacts should be in translation X should be 0. In translation X on the contact poses is 0, and the most on translation X on one side is in passing poses. So passing poses are actually extremes, and contacts are in a perfect balance with the translation X 0. So you have to do these weight shifts on passing ones, and you have to turn the hips on the contacts, and that's going to result in actually fixing the upper part of the whole torso with the head, probably with the head. And then, well, then that's pretty much. I mean, if you can fix that really nicely, that would be great. So from there we can go forward. I know that you sent me auto mode animation, but if you didn't fix this, and you didn't, then there is no point of going further in auto and polishing if this is a major still obstacles in order for this walk to be done correctly. So please fix these things. Some of these things I was already mentioning in the video before. So fix it, please, and if you want, you can send me additional video before Sunday, so I can give you additional notes. There is no problem about that. All right. So I'm waiting for your response. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.